I always knew I was not my mother's favorite. My younger sister, Liana, had always been treated like a princess. She got whatever she wanted: new clothes, new phones, expensive gifts. Meanwhile, I worked hard, saved money, and tried not to ask for anything. One evening, Liana walked into the living room with a big smile. "I need money," she said. "I'm going on a trip with my friends." My mother looked at me immediately. "You have savings," she said. "Help your sister." I took a deep breath. "I'm sorry, Mom. I can't. I'm saving for my future." Liana's smile disappeared. Her eyes filled with anger. "So you don't care about me?" she snapped. "That's not true," I replied. "But this is not my responsibility." That night, I heard them whispering behind my back. "She's selfish. She thinks she's better than us. She never helps family." The next morning, I woke up to loud noises outside. When I opened the door, my heart stopped. All my belongings, my clothes, my bags, my books, were thrown out onto the street. My mother stood there, arms crossed. "If you won't support this family," she said coldly, "you don't deserve to live here." Neighbors watched. Some whispered. Some stared. I felt humiliated, betrayed, broken. I picked up my bag with shaking hands. As I walked away from the house, tears filled my eyes. But inside, a quiet promise formed. They threw me out today, but one day, they will regret this. I walked down the street with only one bag in my hand. Every step felt heavy. That house was the only home I had ever known. Now, I had nowhere to go. I called a friend, Maya. She let me stay on her couch for a few nights. That night, I could not sleep. My mind replayed everything: my mother's cold voice, my sister's angry face, the neighbors watching me like I was nothing. I wondered why I was always treated like the outsider. Growing up, Liana was always forgiven. When she made mistakes, I was blamed. When she wanted something, I was expected to sacrifice. But this time, I refused, and I paid the price. The next day, I checked my email on my phone. There was a message I almost ignored. It was from a company I had applied to months ago. "We reviewed your application. We would like to offer you a job interview." My heart started beating faster. This job could change everything. I borrowed a simple outfit, fixed my hair, and went to the interview. I was nervous, but I spoke honestly about my hard work, about my determination, about my dreams. The interviewer smiled. "We like your strength," he said. That evening, my phone buzzed. "You got the job." I stared at the screen. Tears rolled down my face, but this time, they were tears of hope. I was still hurt, still homeless, still betrayed, but I was no longer helpless. As I looked at the city lights outside the window, I whispered to myself, "They think they broke me. But this is only the beginning." Weeks passed, and my life slowly started to improve. I worked hard at my new job. I saved money. I found a small room to rent. I was still healing, but I was finally moving forward. Meanwhile, my family's life was falling apart. One evening, I heard shocking news from a family friend. My sister never needed money for a trip. She had been hiding serious debt. She had borrowed money from the wrong people. She had lied to my mother and used me as the excuse. The money she wanted was not for fun. It was to cover her mistakes. Soon after, my phone started ringing. I ignored the first call, then the second, then the third. Finally, I answered. It was my mother. Her voice sounded tired, weak. "We made a mistake," she whispered. "Your sister lied, and now we are in trouble." Their house was at risk. Bills were overdue. Debt collectors were calling. The same people who threw me out now needed me. Then my sister called. Her voice was shaking. "I'm sorry," she cried. "Please help us. We have no one else." I felt anger, pain, and a strange sense of power. They had turned their backs on me when I needed them most. Now they were begging. That night, I looked at my phone and thought, do they deserve my help after what they did to me? Tomorrow, I will face them again, but this time, I am no longer the weak one. The next day, I agreed to meet my mother and sister. When I walked into their house, everything felt different. This was the same place where they had thrown me out, but now I was no longer the broken girl. My mother looked older, tired, full of regret. My sister avoided my eyes. My mother's voice shook. "We were wrong," she said. "I let anger control me. I should never have kicked you out." My sister started crying. "I lied," she admitted. "I was jealous of you. You were always stronger, and I hated that." Hearing those words hurt, but it also gave me closure. I took a deep breath. "There's something you don't know," I said calmly. I told them about my new job, my savings, my plans for my future. Their eyes widened. They finally realized the daughter they mistreated was the one who had the most potential. "I will not move back," I said firmly. "You hurt me deeply. I need my own life now." But I did not choose revenge. "I will help you once," I added, "not because you deserve it, but because I deserve peace." Tears filled my mother's eyes. "You're stronger than we ever knew," she whispered. As I walked away, I felt lighter. They had thrown me out, but they had never broken me. They lost a daughter that day, and I found myself.